All right, so we have gotten our power back from Ida finally. Really, I can't say finally, it only was 3 days, so we were really lucky. We really didn't get any damage because it jogged east as soon as it hit land. Hardly any rain, barely wind compared to Gustav anyway. And the power went out 8 o'clock Sunday night, and we got it back 8 o'clock Wednesday night, almost to the minute. And so I'm not complaining one bit. This thing, though, ran basically continuously from Sunday at 8 o'clock to yesterday at a little after 8 o'clock. I think I shut it down for a few hours on Monday because it was cool enough in the morning where we didn't need it. But otherwise, she was just a ripping. Put a good 70 hours on it in the 3 days. And figured now I'm going to do an oil change on it, see how she made out. Never missed a beat. Absolutely ran brilliantly. Handled the house, handled the air conditioner, handled everything that we threw at it. Didn't use the dryer because that tends to really beat on it. But the AC, no issues. It's a little thumpy when it transitions when the compressor kicks on, but I've got a big compressor saver relay on that unit, and never had a problem, never misfired, never tripped. She was a good one. So I'm going to get the air hose and blow it off from the dirt because she ran in the rain for a little while, got splashed a little bit. And then I'm going to check the oil, see what it looks like. I think I may have a little bit too much in it right now, but I got me a new filter and another quart of 1030, and we're going to get her changed so she's ready for the next time, which hopefully doesn't happen for too long, for a while. But there we go. Back in a second. Alright, so it's got a change oil every 100 hours, at least. So she was used pretty good, so we're gonna give her a break and change it at 78 hours. Let's take a look at the air cleaner. Looks pretty nice. No issues there. So that's good. Now we'll hold the old dipstick. Easier with two hands. And we'll just check to see if we lost any. It certainly didn't smoke or leak. We'll see where we're at. Should be a little high, I think. Yeah, a little high, but not too bad. The oil has gotten a little brown. She's not new anymore, so I would say it is time to change it. But she was a good runner. So we'll leave that closed right now. Gonna go get a bucket, pull our drain, pull our filter, and let her drain. All right. That off. It's at 15. Yeah, she ain't new. A little dark. But not bad. And she runs pretty hot. But it ran great. No issues whatsoever. So I'm going to now wipe my hands off and let's see what else we can come up with here. Let's open this up to get some venting going. Doesn't really matter. See if I can get this off by hand. Nope. Back in a minute. Got the little strap wrench. pressure sensor wire out of there so it doesn't get covered in goo. Alright, that's about it for that. I'm going to wait for that to drain, wipe it up, put the new filter in, put the plug in, put the new filter on it, and refill it. Alright, got the new M103 A filter from Mobil 1, because the other one seemed to do pretty well. There she goes. Plug back in it. And now, put the oil in it. Got the little funnel that came with it from the factory to help you get down in there. Kind of does. If I recall, it takes right out of quart. Maybe a touch more once the filter fills. You got to be careful though, because the head doesn't drain very quick. So if you pour too fast, you can't actually have it overfill the valve cover and come out the top. Back on it. I guess I don't know why I shut it off for killing the prime, because I needed to start it again to check everything. So, quick level check. It is just below the full mark. So we're going to run it for a minute and see where that ends up. Basically, since it is carbureted, you do need to run it out of fuel so it doesn't sit in there, and I end up, once it starts losing it after I shut the gas off, after a minute I pull the choke out, and that sucks the rest of the fuel as much as possible out of the carburetor. So, alright, well there it is. I'm going to let it set for a minute, and then we're going to check the oil level. Might need a couple more ounces. Alright, so sit in a few minutes, see what we have. touch low. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's just below. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this in there, but it's just below the low line, so we're going to put a little bit more in it. Alright, so I think I've added maybe about 8 ounces more, a little more than I thought I would have to. And now we are right at the top hole. So it takes about a quart and maybe 6 to 8 ounces to totally fill it up when you change the filter. So basically I'd buy 2 quarts when you do your oil change, and then just save the other quart for when you do your next oil change, because then you only have to buy 1 quart and you'll have enough. So that's it. She's been good. I am very happy with the unit. No complaints whatsoever. It's not quiet, that's for darn sure, but it's no louder than my old 6500 water. And she just powered my entire house, including a 5-ton air conditioner. Again, with a compressor saver starter capacitor on it, for 70 hours straight during our power outage, which is exactly why I bought this thing. I'll still say the one thing, the only real thing I don't like about it is the metal gas tank. I just prefer plastic. I'm used to Dodges, I guess. They've been plastic forever. And my old one had a plastic tank. But I think that if you take care of it, use some Sta-Bil for storage, you know, and don't, you know, leave it reasonably full so there's not a lot of vapor space to get humidity and stuff in it. It's going to do well. But yeah, I've been using this probably about at least once a month when, you know, Demco loses power randomly for a couple hours here and there just to keep her running, and she's been running good. No issues whatsoever. And then when we really needed it, she was a ripper. So they're not sponsoring me to say it, but I highly recommend this generator if you've got a house with a 5-ton or less air conditioner with a good starter cap on it. This thing should be able to do it. It ain't cheap, it ain't light, and it's thirsty. Like I said, we were using 10 gallons every 12 hours. It was going through about a tank every 12 hours. So finding gasoline got a little entertaining for the first few days, but I had stocked up pretty good. But you got 9 people in a house, you can keep the place generally as cool as you always do, keep everything running, and nobody's having a sweat. It ain't bad. So we're gonna get back onto some hot rod content soon, hopefully today, because I've been working on it a little bit the last few days. But having this thing in the background screaming away, it's not really good for making videos. But I'm hoping to have the fuel system finished up, at least mechanically all plumbed and everything this weekend. And maybe by next weekend we will have that baby running on fuel injection. I am looking forward to that. So anyway, hope you're all doing well. Talk to y'all later. Take care.